taking a break from his busy schedule of hand washing and rewatching Tiger King. It's time for BSing with Big Nate.
Welcome into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. I'm Big Nate. The weather's gorgeous outside, and I decided it was a good time to get outside and do something fun. But BSing with Big Nate, most fun I have every week, so fair we do that. And I am joined today by a lovely Radford business owner, someone I've interacted with quite a bit over the past couple of years, Mr. John Yamine of Super Game Station. How we doing, John?
Doing great.
So a couple months back, I mean, you were definitely, by and large, a small business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just you at Super Game Station?
Yes.
Are you the sole owner?
Yeah, I'm a sole entrepreneur. It's just me.
That's what I thought. So that brings me to my point. You're doing something really impressive with Super Game Station, dealing in retro video game consoles. A lot of basically anything gaming you can find it there, and you're all set. You've been working on moving the store online throughout all of this, more or less. So what I want to ask most of all is, what was the genesis behind that? Was it something you had already had in the books and now you had the time, or was it kind of birthed out of necessity?
Basically, I had bought supergamestation.com maybe 2 years ago, and I never did anything with it. And then really about 6 months ago, I started messing with Shopify, who hosts my website, and they make it really easy to make a website. And then when all this started happening, it seemed organic and natural to just shift online. And
gotcha. I like that. It also, the other thing I've noticed is you've been doing a lot of work online, but you've been having quite a bit of fun. Your TikTok is it's getting pretty wild over there.
Yeah, I took a week and just goofed off on TikTok, and I was messing around with other social medias, and I discovered that one, which is funny. It's you edit videos with it, and I do like video editing, so it was fun for a little while.
No, I enjoyed you. You were definitely involving some costumes. The one that really stood out to me was the dressed up as Link and then doing that Carol Baskin song. I still get that song stuck in my head, and all I can envision is you dressed up as Link. So
perfect.
Forever become associated with that. What other than Super Game Station related stuff have you been up to during all of this? What games are you playing lately?
Sometimes in the evenings, me and my friends will play the ever so popular League of Legends. I joined the bandwagon, and I got Animal Crossing, and it's a fantastic game. I have really mixed feelings about this game, but it is very good. That's been about it, a little bit on my Switch. And the TurboGrafx Mini just came out, so I've been on a TurboGrafx kick.
So did you end up getting the TurboGrafx Mini? Or, I mean, because I understand I think you've already got one. So did you end up getting the Mini, or just kind of pass on that?
I had actually just bought a real one with 30 games a month prior, but my brother got one and one of my neighbors got one, so I've been able to enjoy them as well.
Yeah, because that was kind of big for me with all of my Super Nintendo stuff. Those cartridges take up space, and sometimes you just want to casually, play a little Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to throw that on, you have to get the cartridge out, and then as we move further and further away from when the carts were originally produced, taking them in and out and playing them casually, there's just that risk. So as someone who collects and plays these, it's the mini consoles are great to me. They're not the same thing, but it's a way to still enjoy what you love, but also at the same time protect it. But so we entered phase 1 last week, and I'm wondering what Super Game Station plans are going forward.
I have this idea to reopen the store and let people basically shop on their phone, and we'll do curbside pickup or in-store pickup. And I posted a picture on the store Facebook page. I have basically a foyer. And so we took this opportunity to make the website, and that is, in the process, I am creating an inventory and switching my point of sale. And that will make the shopping experience a lot easier for myself and everybody else. You can almost just go, the goal is you can shop everything on your phone. And people still want a place to browse, and that's a topic of contention at the moment, I think. So that's kind of why I put like a little lobby area, so you could still get out of the house. But, you know, we have certain guidelines to abide by, or whatever.
Yeah, and that's something that's intriguing because you don't just offer the shopping.
Mhm.
At Super Game Station, you've done a lot of game nights, you've done a lot of events, also been involved in stuff in that little park area next to it. So looking back, when we come back, how quickly are you itching to get things like that going again as well?
You know, the one joke I saw, one quote I've read is, I'm going to see what everyone else does. I'm going to watch everyone else for 2 weeks. And that's kind of where I'm at. Events, you know, we host events, and that's a really sticky situation right now. I would like to do it soon, but I have no idea how we're going to handle the events, quite frankly. No idea. I've been thinking about it a lot.
No, it definitely seems like something that kind of want to be cautious on and not go into it without having a full on plan. But I do really appreciate everything kind of moving online for Super Game Station and working towards that. I do have to ask, if you were to just estimate, how many hours have you spent putting that inventory in there? Because I know you've got to go through and individually grab each item and how many?
It's probably, I don't know, maybe close. It feels like over 50, under 100. Like I'm literally thinking of it like a video game save timer in my head. Like if I have the file, it would say probably like 40 plus hours. Yeah.
That's not too bad. That's it's a good move to make. I know. So you said you'd say you're probably at about what percentage done would you say you're at?
I have like 6 major consoles left to finish and upload, and those are original Nintendo, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, 360, original Xbox, and Wii. And those are all large libraries.
Yeah.
PS2, I'm like halfway done at 300. There's like 800 games I have in the store. 300 are posted. So it's probably like another 3,000 items or something, which that'll take a good week or 2 of hard work. And that will basically be done, and it'll be Gucci.
So when you were setting the inventories up, how did you go about doing it? Was it based on which inventory you move the quickest, or is it based on, size of inventory?
It started, PS2 is definitely the most intimidating library for most video game stores. So I started with that. And then I got about halfway done with it, and people saw that I was updating the website, and they would ask, could you do N64 next? Could you do this next? So I kind of was just going off what people wanted. And it also is kind of like, we'll do like 1 or 2 retros, and then we'll do PS3, and then we'll do a couple retro. Because I like handling the old games more than like 360 games. So that's more fun to me. So that's kind of the gist of it.
It's kind of the equivalent to like vinyl versus CD, or now like MP3s. Like I'm very much the same way. Like I like to have the physical. I have a Kindle. I could never really get into reading books on it as much. It's great for comic books, mind you, just because comics are so short and you have to store so many to get a full series. But for actual honest to God books, I prefer having that tangible copy. There's something about the smell, the packaging, like it feels like it was much more a labor of love. So I absolutely appreciate that. And I know for you, Super Game Station is a labor of love. So I wanted to bring you on, have you kind of talk about that, talk about where people can get video games, what you offer. So here's your time. Go ahead. Where can they find everything Super Game Station?
We are located right now at www.supergamestation.com. Should be the first place you check. for our product and video games and controllers and cords. And then I would recommend the Facebook page for updates, for live updates. We are going to reopen soon. It's not easy. We had a small staff, and that staff got smaller due to COVID, aka it's kind of just me right now. So I have a lot of extra work. And but we are located downtown Radford at 1109 East Main Street. And I would check our website and our Facebook to see when we reopen and our hours.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Super Game Station. Get yourself a video game today. It's a good time to treat yourself, and we got some rain coming on the horizon. Good old Super Mario Bros. 3. I saw you. There was a post you made. It was the other day. It was about a game you had picked up, and all anyone commented on was like your shirt or something.
Yeah.
What was that one? Because I've never even heard of that game.
So I bought that picture. I think was 8 years old, and I'll just say how the values or whatever. That game. So I have one complete in the box in the picture. I have recently sold a cartridge only of that game for $500. If that gives you any idea what the complete unboxed might be worth. And so this was 8 years ago. I didn't spend that, it was 8 years ago price, but I bought that game and I took that picture, and it's like one of the top 5 rarest Super Nintendo games. It's arguably a top 10 holy grail for SNES. And everyone is like, yo, nice Lionel Richie fan club shirt, B.
What would you say that the top 5 are for SNES? Because that's the one I really track, but I had not actually heard of that one.
So there's a lot of ways you can categorize that. That game was an actual, how you say, release for people to buy, like a commercial release. Noteworthy rare items are like demo test cartridges, a Chrono Trigger test cartridge or demo cartridge. And then kind of the number one on price chart lists that aren't weird outliers like that would be your Donkey Kong competition weekend cartridge from Blockbuster. I'm not exactly sure. I think there's 2, like a Star Fox competition cartridge and a Donkey Kong competition cartridge. Those are kind of like what people would say are the rarest. And then like commercial release games like that you would see on a store shelf. Your Earthbound, Hagane, Wild Guns. Yeah.
Why Earthbound? Why did that so? Because is it Mother 2 or Mother 3? That's definitely it's the second one. So it's the second in the series, but I don't understand why it became so.
It was really
don't get me wrong, amazing game, love it. One of my favorite games to play through, but I don't understand how it became like the Earthbound with the aura around it, as it were.
It was the early in a time when RPGs were swords and magic. It was about a kid with a baseball bat, so that caught it. But in America, it did not sell well. I have heard anecdotes and stories of people a little older than me finding them at Walmart's for complete in the box, like $5 clearanced out. So it's got a really interesting. Games can be worth money because they're playable, because people really want to play them, or they're collectible. This one's kind of both, because it's a fantastic game that people want to play, but it's got a really weird story for why it's collectible. Obviously. So the game came in a huge box. Normal Super Nintendo games come in a box almost DVD size. This game came in a huge box with a strategy guide to help you play through the game. And there's only that's just very uncommon. And that helps that it's a weird, unique item. It didn't sell well, and everyone wants it now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's what I had heard as well, so I figured you might know more on that, but Earthbound's a great playthrough, and it's great for a time like this, to be honest with you. So if you happen to have an emulator, want to throw it up or play something like that, it's always a great time to do something like that. That is on I haven't played it in a while. That's on the SNS Mini, right?
Yeah, it's on the SNES Classic for sure.
That's what I thought. So that's another excellent option. But I diverted from my original track there. Super Game Station has you covered. Get yourself an excellent game to play. Hit them up on Facebook, of course, www.supergamestation.com. Hopefully reopening soon, but John's got you covered on excellent video gaming products. Thank you so much for coming on, John.
You too, Nate. Good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. Hope to see you in person soon.
Yes.